Hi Virgo, Split Out Sheep. I'm here for your November tarot. I am just splitting the deck and thinking about your energy right now. You know, I feel this new moon and your very detailed oriented selves are going to find a very different path this month. I'm seeing very real patterns of authentic self come out repeatedly in readings. Virgos are good-natured, emotional sometimes beings. I know because I have an ascendant in Virgo. You know, that is something I would highly recommend for people to figure out what your ascendant and moon signs are, because you know, it really has a heavy influence of what we portray on the outside versus what we are on the inside. Our sun signs are, you know, what we portray on the outside is visible to everybody, but our moon signs and our rising signs very much indicate how we truthfully feel and how it's interpreted sometimes. So I feel like the deck is already parted, and parting the deck, I'm seeing the Four of Wands upside down and the Five of Wands upside down. So I'm seeing a pattern of graduating. My first thought is that maybe a union that you thought was going to go in a certain direction was redirected. Wands, especially in a five, is a change. It's a change. It's a change in thoughts. And I will rotate the decks and not pay attention to those directions, and I will keep shuffling. So, you know, when we redirect with our thoughts, we are co-creators. Every chain of thought that you have, if I go into a meeting with a negative mindset, it seems like I set the tone sometimes. I can have a very big personality and not realize it. And sometimes I don't even need to say a word. Do it all over my face. Whether I'm going to be analytical, I'm going to be defensive. And, you know, those are subliminal thoughts that we don't realize that we're often projecting. And so they're ready to go now. So I'm going to ask right now for Virgo. What's going on in November? Like, give me some insight for Virgos for November. So the first thing that came out was Ace of Swords. You know, I feel that, you know, maybe a relationship that didn't go the way you wanted to had some fiery words or made you think twice. You know, they attempted to gaslight you or downplay your feelings, didn't go away, and you made a decision. You decided to, especially in the Spellcaster's deck, I'm seeing this slayed animal. You know, that's quick, decisive action. Swords sometimes can be truth seekers, you know. So let's see which way this goes. I feel that in this relationship that someone did emotionally manipulate you or tried to manipulate you, and you made a decisive action. And maybe with the yeah, I'm starting to see it now. I'll read them all, don't worry, I'm not going to hide them from you. There was this what came out was a Nine of Pentacles, and in that Nine of Pentacles, these just totally changed directions. Was that just me? Did you catch that? I do believe that if something's meant to come out, it will come out on its own, even if I sit here and shuffle. I've done that plenty of times where the same cards come back out that picked off the ground. So I believe that this Nine of Pentacles that came out after this decision was, okay, you returned yourself, you went right back and dove right into work, or distracted yourself with evaluating what you have and what you don't have. All right, there's a story showing out here. All right. So, with this decisive action or this learning about yourself and what you can do, this Nine of Pentacles, there's growth, there's abundance, there's, I'm sorry, that's actually my little dog scratching himself. He's like 18, so repetitive behaviors. So this Nine of Wands in particular, what's striking me really on this card is this very much sense of loneliness and this very blindfolded squirrel. It's like there is a very private, important place for some reason that you do not allow somebody else in. And maybe that's the missing component. Maybe that's the missing component, that this relationship that you had, maybe they triggered that moment. And so you're right back here in that seclusive area where you feel safe and secure and stable. Because in the, this right here, this is, I told people this is my favorite night, this Knight of Cups, because it's just hilarious. He's riding in on this fish, but this is a sense of being almost foolish in love in a way. I'm going in with great heart and being completely cavalier and not caring, and in reverse, I think that you came in with already a set of ideas. All right, Virgo, I think that you came in with a set of ideas, and when that lever didn't go that way and you made that immediate trigger decision, you're back here at this spot. So what this is telling me for November is that if you really get this, if you let somebody in this private place, okay, that you feel safe and secure, and perhaps it's that person that just left, if you don't feel a sense of resolve, there's a chance for you to change that energy. And that is the source I really find in the Magician. The Magician, especially to me, and I study a lot of the Hermetics, is that string of control that you have of your own energy. And if you think it and your heart is truthfully wanting it, you can create it. It has to be the good for all for it really to manifest. But I think this is where you're really going to put your strength in. And you're going to conjure whatever's necessary to maybe give it that second row, because I see that either you're going to change somebody's mind, or what you really want is really going to come to you. It's going to have that impetuous sense of running in. But I think what you really might conjure might not be this person who triggered you. It could allow for a reconnection, but it really could bring you what you really want. Because, in particular, when I look at this Knight of Wands, this Knight of Wands, Wands indicates a lot of thought. And it may not have a lot of thought, a lot of love necessarily, but there's a lot of thought and consideration to this king. And kings in tarot seem to have very resolute decision-making skills. And this wand is evoking consideration, deep consideration. So I'm going to ask that deep consideration of what it was, and the last card that came out was a Ten of Cups. So I think, Virgo, if you concentrate on the energies and the thoughts of what you really want, just be cavalier, allow them in this private space that you keep to yourself, and instead make that your decision. There's no more hidden spaces. You're 100% yourself. Don't hide. Don't pretend something doesn't exist. You know, we're beautiful in our authentic selves, right? Go with all this foolish notion and sense of love. Everybody loves this romantic little sucker. I do. And conjure up in your own feelings and in your own heart and in your own mind, and decide that's what you want. This is where you want to focus your energy. And what's going to happen is it's going to conjure up someone who thinks and feels like you for this true culmination of love. You know, I really do see that. So I am going to ask this tiny little oracle deck for me and for the Virgos out there. They could give me one. That was very instant. Wow. Oh, one piece of advice for you to let you know when you need to make that switch. The sun came out. When you feel like you need the strength to persevere, that is when you need to evoke nothing but your thought, consult your heart, and let it be a heart and head decision of what you really want. Because Virgos, you could really get it this time. So, love and light. I can't wait to hear what's going on with your comments. Please let me know. I really hope this 10 of Cups for you guys. It's the first one I've seen this month. So, thank you. Peace.